Visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
The all-new McCoy Blossom Funeral Home and Crematory in Bowling Green is now open. Hi, I'm Jim Blossom. We will be holding a grand opening celebration Sunday, October 18th from noon until 4 p.m. I really hope you'll stop by, check out the new facilities, and stay for a visit. If you can't make it during the grand opening, feel free to stop by and see us Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., or Saturdays, 9 a.m. to noon. The new McCoy Blossom Funeral Home and Crematory, located at 701 North Business Highway 61 in Bowling Green. We look forward to continuing to serve the local area.
Founded in 2000, Sparks Maintenance Contracting out of Bowling Green has since been performing industrial maintenance nationwide and plans to continue growing. Sparks Maintenance Contracting, attention to detail and compassion are only some of the many things that separate them from other competitors. Teamwork is the key to success in business and in sports. Best wishes to all the area teams from Sparks Maintenance Contracting, proudly serving America.
When it comes to buying or selling real estate, you can count on the professionals at Penrod Real Estate in Louisiana. Serving Pike County and surrounding areas, Penrod Real Estate can find buyers for your home or property and can also assist in helping you find the home of your dreams. Residential or commercial, the friendly folks at Penrod Real Estate invite you to reach out if you're in need of help in any area of the real estate process. Phone 754-6922 or visit the office at 618 Georgia in Louisiana. Penrod Real Estate looks forward to serving you.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
It's time now for the Eagle 102 pregame show, sponsored by Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Well, let's try this again as we've got a nice little start here as the breaker blew. We had too many people on there, and all of a sudden, you know what? It went away, and they took some time. They got it fixed, and hopefully we're back up and ready to go without any issues as we're at Community R6 here for Class 1 District 8 Championship action. We're going to talk about it more during the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show next here on Eagle 102.
Daily life is a bit different right now than what we're used to. Some are feeling the effects more than others, but let's remember that this too shall pass and try to find ways to keep positive, help others in need, continue to support our businesses as best we can, but also take this time of distancing and shutdowns to self-reflect and improve. Spend quality time with family, exercise, pray, tackle a home improvement project, even if it's just a power cleaning inside and out, but do something that helps you feel empowered and moving forward. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, praying for good to come out of trials.
It's fall, y'all. That means a stop by Prairie's Edge Garden Center is a must. Prairie's Edge can help with all your fall decorating needs, including pumpkins and gourds of every shape, color, and size. Beautiful mums, annuals, and perennials are also available, as well as yard stakes, mailbox covers, pottery, bird baths, and so much more. Be sure to bring the family out and enjoy the corn maze, which will run through October 31st. For everything fall, it's Prairie's Edge Garden Center, just south of Bowling Green.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Some never even fill their prescription, even if they don't feel well. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, your local Health Mart pharmacy is here to help. For fast, friendly service and affordable prices every day, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Time now for the Eagle 102 Keys to the Game on KJFM, sponsored by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate in Louisiana.
Well, we're going to get right to the keys to the game here in Madison as we kind of got a late start, and I think it's going to come down to pitching tonight.
I think so, too. Watching these two teams, I watched R6 for the first time the other night when they defeated Clopton. They're both very offensively tough, and I think they actually have some really tough pitching on that aspect as well. Howard is great in the circle for the Silex Owls, and I hope that we can see that pitching really stand out in this game tonight and hopefully hold it to low-scoring game.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the things, of course, that concerned me, and I know you and I talked about it and other times, is the fact that Silex hasn't played all week. They basically got to bye straight to the championship game.
Yes, Silex did have that time off, and that's hard, I think, as an athlete myself, coming off of a season. If I was going into districts and I hadn't played a game for a week, I feel a little unprepared. So I'm hoping that Coach Lipsy has prepared her girls and either doing some scrimmaging or some sort of type of live situations in practice so they're ready for today.
All right, well, it's going to take care of the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show. We've got your starting lineups and first pitch next here on Eagle 102.
This is Kyle Schurter, Assistant Vice President at Community State Bank of Missouri. We offer a variety of loans to meet your needs, whether you're looking for a conventional loan or a HELOC or an FHA, VA, or USDA loan. Give us a call. We have some of the best rates around. Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown community bank since 1887, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whether you need to buy a 2x4 or a 4x8 or are planning a new home, Bowling Green Lumber Company is your one-stop for all things construction. No kidding. Lumber, paints, electrical, plumbing, windows and doors, insulation, roofing materials, hardware items, tools. Seriously, Ed and the gang at Bowling Green Lumber are anxious, willing, and able to help you any which way they can. Stop in and see for yourself. While others are trying to make money, they're just trying to make friends. Bowling Green Lumber, 700 West Champ Clark Drive in Bowling Green, 324-5400, the most complete building center in the area.
Before or after the games this season, let's go to Airco. They're always glad to see you at Airco Travel Plaza in Bowling Green and Airco Convenience Store in Louisiana. Stop in, fill up your vehicle, and fill yourself up with deli sandwiches, snacks, soda, Chester's fried chicken, and more. Good luck to the area teams this year from all your friends at Airco. Open 24 hours a day in Bowling Green on Business 61 South and from Airco Convenience Store, Junction 79 and 54 in Louisiana. Let's go, Airco.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Some never even fill their prescription, even if they don't feel well. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, your local Health Mart pharmacy is here to help. For fast, friendly service and affordable prices every day, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
The Eagle 102 starting lineups on KJFM are sponsored by Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy.
Well, let's give you Community R6 as they will be the first ones in the batter's box tonight. See if we can get those in real quick before we hit the national anthem. They're going to lead off with their pitcher, Emma Angel, followed by their catcher, Emmy Johnson. Third at bat is shortstop Sarah Angel. Playing third base, Alexa Welch. At the second base, Brooklyn Glasgow. At right field, Emily Hoyt. Playing first base, Olivia Kuda. Left field, Michaelin Drainer. And center fielder, Shelby Clark. We're going to take a step away as the national anthem plays. We'll come back and we'll have Silex's lineup for you next here on Eagle 102.
You simply can't buy a better replacement window than one from Sun Window Company. Energy-efficient windows and doors with a lifetime warranty on both the window and installation. Sun Window Company, family-owned and operated since 1989, offers low factory direct prices on high-quality vinyl windows, custom designed to fit perfectly and built to last. See how much you can save. Call Sun Windows, 573-549-2080 for details and a free estimate. Sun Window Company, Highway 161 in Middletown.
Hello, this is Heather Stevens with Midwest Pest Professionals. We are a family-owned and operated pest control business. We offer pest control for your general household pests, roaches, crickets, fleas, spiders, and those pesky old ants. We can do a one-time treatment or set you up on a monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly service plan with no contracts involved. Midwest Pest Professionals also provides treatment for termites, pre- and post-construction, stinging insects, and we also offer a heat and chemical treatment for bedbugs. We want to protect you and your family from any infestations. For your free estimate, give us a call or text 573-324-2313. Midwest Pest Professionals, locally owned and operated.
No one likes putting up fencing on their farm or rural property. If you need a new fence or repairs to your existing fence, call Matt Stone and Pow Pow Cattle Farms and Fencing. Matt loves putting up fences and specializes in the unique needs of farms and rural properties. Plus, Pow Pow Cattle Farms and Fencing will give you a free estimate. It'll be the lowest you find. Give Matt a call at 573-590-1218 and be sure to like Pow Pow Cattle Farms and Fencing on Facebook.
High School Sports on KJFM is brought to you by Pike County Mutual Insurance, Brown's Processing, and Bank of Louisiana.
Marion Everhart, Maddie Ingram in with you this afternoon as we are at Community R6 for Class 1 District 8 Championship softball between the number 1 seed Silex Lady Owls and number 2 seed at Community R6 Lady Trojans. And Madison, you were here for the semifinal game between R6 and Clopton, and really R6 bats got hot, and they got hot quick.
They did definitely do that. R6 was really effective whenever they found a weakness in the opponent. So if they saw that the other team was doing something wrong, they immediately took advantage of that, and they continued to take advantage of that. And that's kind of how that snowball effect continued for Clopton the other night, unfortunately ending their season in that defeat.
Well, and we are sitting on the third base line in the stands, so we'll try to make sure we can see around the corner out to left field. It's kind of a little difficult out here, but the good news is the wind isn't blowing quite like it was on Wednesday night.
Yes, it was definitely a cold one for games. I definitely would not like being playing out there right now.
All right, so let's let you know around the horn here real quick. Of course, in the mound for the Silex Lady Owls is Taylor Howard. Behind the plate is Sarah Gradicke as Emma Angel steps in. We'll continue it over at first base. We have Carson Harland playing the second base bag.
And that's a strike for the first pitch from Howard.
Rita Thurman, there was a strike, and we'll pick up the others here in just a moment as they're moving a little quicker than I am this evening.
Yeah.
So ball in the dirt, evens it up at 1 apiece. We're just getting started from Community R6 this afternoon. Marion Everhart, Madison Ingram in with you. So glad you could join us. Don't forget, as soon as this game's over with, we'll head to Bowling Green for football. Ball 2 called, as I think you just missed that inside corner.
Just missed it.
As Emma Angel is a left-handed batter. So if you want to catch that game in its entirety, they're starting countdown to kickoff online. There's a strike.
Great
as
outside.
She took a nice big cut there. Howard fired one in kind of sort of right down the middle, Maddie, and she gave a big swing. She just missed it by a hair.
Just missed it right there. I mean, Howard is a great power pitcher. She really does put it past some batters, especially in EMO conference.
And there's our first strikeout of the evening. That'll bring in Emmy Johnson. Finishing up at the shortstop is the all-conference player Lexi Plackmeyer. Over on the hot corner is Tory Mudd. In the outfield, playing left field, as soon as I find it here on my little sheet. Is that a ball? I missed it.
It was a ball.
It was a ball because I was looking for my left field position here as I didn't quite get things written down as we were addressing that issue out there.
We got Taya Williams in left field.
Thank you.
Gwen Gilbert in center field for the Owls, and then we have Maddie Hall in right field.
And so she looked at, that's Johnson looking at a ball there. So 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out as we're just getting started. Top of the first here from Community R6. Do have a little bit of wind. It's not bad.
Not too bad.
Depending on how I turn my head, it depends on how much you can hear it. She looked at a strike on that one. 2 balls, 1 strike for Emmy Johnson. Johnson wears number 2 on her back. She connects this one, sends it out to center field where Gilbert will scoop it up, and that'll be a single for Johnson. And all of a sudden, Community R6 has base runners, and that's not a good sign for the Owls. Once they get going, as you mentioned, they kind of roll with it.
Yep. They're all pretty quick on the bases. That's one of the big things that I see in R6, and they do take advantage of those extra bases. So any error is going to put Silex behind, I think, in this.
Sarah Angel, who is the shortstop for the Lady Trojans, steps in the batter's box now on the right-hand side. She wears number 12 on her back. Holds her fist high, wait for the timeout. Howard barely gives her much time. And she looks at a ball. Over on first base, Johnson kind of gave a little hint like she may try and take a hop, skip, and a jump, but she held off. As Gradicke came up and was ready to put her back. They're anticipating the bunt, and that's exactly what she does. Howard scoops it up, throws it over to first. That's a 1-4 put out for out number 2 here in
It's a big out for Howard right there. I mean, especially as a pitcher defending that position is definitely something very hard. A bunt right back up to her. Getting that out is big for her team.
Stepping in now is Alexis Welch. She wears number 16. They've got Johnson in scoring position out on the second base bag. She looks at ball 1.
Just a little low. Howard really spins that ball, and it has a tendency to drop at times and also a tendency to rise just from the way that she moves that spin of her hand and really places it on the plate primarily for every batter here.
They get a hold of this one. It's to Plackmeyer. She scoops it up, and it's a 6-3 play to get out of that inning, and we're headed to the bottom of the first. We're scoreless here from Community R6. This bottom of the first coming your way next here on Eagle 102. catfish, 1 pound pork steaks, and fried chicken. Just some of the delicious specials at Bowling Green Diner. Steak, shrimp, spaghetti, and livers and onions also featured. You will not go away hungry at Bowling Green Diner. Open 7 days a week. You can dine in or carry out is available. Just call 324-2135 and they'll have your order ready when you get there. Wouldn't you like to eat out today? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you won't be disappointed. Bowling Green Diner, 19 Business Highway 61.
Eagle 102 Sports on KJFM is brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, County Market in Louisiana, and Bowling Green Insurance.
We're scoreless here as we head to the bottom of the first inning, and I tell you what, Maddie, you got to pitcher Taylor Howard for the Lady Owls has to be happy with that.
She does have to be happy with that. I mean, that was the 4-hole, and you get a ground out to your shortstop, and that ends that threat that R6 had on the Owls there. That could have definitely been a one-run game easily, and she held herself there, and her defense backed her up, and that's all you can ask for as a pitcher.
Why don't you give us an around-the-horn look, because yours is set up better than what I've got at this moment for R6 as they're getting warmed up here this evening.
On the mound for is Emma Engel for Community R6 Trojans. At first base, we have Olivia Kuda. Second base, Brooklyn Glasgow. Shortstop, Sarah Engel. And then at third base, we have Alexis Welch. Behind the plate is Emmy Johnson. Looking to the outfield and left field, we have Mikaelin Drainer. Shelby Clark is in center, and then Emily Hoyt is in right field for the Trojans.
So Sarah Angel on the mound. She is a sophomore, and I think she is very well prepared as a sophomore.
Yeah, she is very well prepared for a sophomore. I saw a lot of good things out of her the other night. She moves that ball and places that ball in places where hitters cannot reach it, and that is very effective. And especially in districts, you got to be painting those corners.
So Taylor Howard's going to step in the batter's box over on the left-hand side for the Lady Owls. Of course, she was a unanimous selection to the EMO All-Conference team. You can find that full list on our website at kjfmradio.com. She looks at strike number 1. As she steps back in, that's a first look. And, Maddie, I'm assuming there's things that well, never mind. She took a high fly one on this one. It's popping out to left field. Yep, and I have to remember our camera doesn't go that far. Speaking of camera, we will have video loaded from this game tomorrow morning. You can check it out. Of course, we have made it, before that. Right now, we're not allowed to provide live video streaming of these games. So Gwen Gilbert steps in now. She looks at strike number 1. And while she's getting set, I want to thank sponsors, Eagle 102 District Softball coverage all week this week, brought to you by Sparks Maintenance Contracting, Penrod Real Estate, Bowling Green Lumber Company, Airco Convenience Center, McCoy Blossom Funeral Home and Crematory, Prairie's Edge Garden Center, A Taste of Philly, and Woodsmoke Meats. She gets a small piece of that one, but if it goes fouls, it bounces back into the batter's box.
That ball was really spinning, and she just drove it straight into the ground, in on her hand, so got to turn on that a little bit quicker, and that's a line drive up the middle, I think.
2 balls, 2 strikes as that one bounced into the catcher. Emmy Johnson. A little change up there, and Gilbert fouls it off again, trying to stay alive here as there's 1 out. Gilbert's just the second batter here for the Lady Owls.
And that changeup is something that the Silex Owls will see a lot of tonight from Engel, from Community R6. She really places that ball down the middle.
She did, and the Lady Trojans faithful didn't like the miss of that inside corner.
No, they
so
did not.
It's full count here for Gilbert. She gets a hold of this one. Looks like she's going to pop it to the second baseman. We've got 2 down, and that brings in Lexi Plackmeyer. Plackmeyer, of course, as we mentioned, was another one of the Silex Lady Owls who was named to the EMO All-Conference team. She steps in on the right-hand side. Angel's ready in the circle. She and Howard both are very quick. She looks like she's going to ground out to the second baseman. They scoop it up over to first base, and that's all they wrote for the first inning. We are headed to the top of the second from Community R6 here on Eagle 102.
It's hard to believe it's been 75 years since Aubrey Knight, way back in 1945, founded Knight Equipment Company. Aubrey's son RJ worked right alongside his dad until December of 1975 when he purchased and incorporated the business from his father. Now known worldwide for their wire rope and splicing, Knight Equipment Company continues to grow. Here's a heartfelt congratulations and a big thank you for being such a model of excellence and consistency. Happy 75th birthday, Knight Equipment Company, 717 North 15th Street in Bowling Green.
Lynn's Heritage House in Louisiana offers affordable, home-like senior living, enabling your loved one the independence that they want and the services that they need. Staffed 24 hours a day with low resident-to-staff ratio, rest assured Lynn's Heritage House provides peace of mind for you and those you love. So if you or someone you know is ready for a retirement home or need care from a hospital stay or surgery, call Lynn's Heritage House to set up a tour and visit soon. Phone 754-4020 or visit 800 Kelly Lane in Louisiana.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102 is brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, the Mercantile Bank, and Bowling Green Tractor.
We are at the top of the second inning, and it's still scoreless here from Community R6. And Maddie, you know, that was a great first inning of play, and I think that's what we can pretty much expect all game.
Yeah, that was pretty well 1, 2, 3 on both sides. R6 had that runner in the first half of the first inning, but you know it was pretty much ground balls and flyouts to our defenses here on both sides, and that's what we're looking for as a pitcher's duel here tonight.
So to start the top of the second, we've got the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Start with Brooklyn Glasgow. She looks and takes a swing, big swing at strike one. So we got Glasgow, Hoyt, and then Kuda, and if anybody gets on, Drainer. I believe, Maddie, when you and I looked at the MSHA brackets before, Class 1 is the only team or the only class that will have sectionals.
Yes.
As she takes another cut and picks up strike two. So no balls, 2 strikes right now to Glasgow. So the winner of this game, I believe, hosts sectionals is what we saw.
Yes, that's what we saw. And like you were saying, it's the only class to have that sectional round, which is looking a little bit different for MSHA this year. You know, more games to get to that state title. Oh,
Howard gets another strikeout here as Glasgow goes down swinging for the first out, and that brings up the right fielder, Emily Hoyt. Hoyt wears number 17 on his back. So Bowling Green will be playing it tomorrow for their district championship game. That game has 11:45 pregame and, or excuse me, 10:45 pregame.
It's a fly out to Tory Mudd at third base.
She was in playing almost like that there was going to be a bunt.
A bunt situation, yeah. She was pretty far in that time.
So 10:45 tomorrow morning with the pregame, 11 o'clock first pitch right here on Eagle 102. Olivia Kuda in the batter's box now. She looks and takes another strong swing and just misses.
Howard's doing a really great job of painting those quarters and leaving that ball low tonight. I think elevated balls are really going to carry with that wind tonight, so keeping that ball down is a big key to the game, I think.
Called that one must have been just outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And she pops this one up. It's out of play over the right field line. That's where our Community R6 is positioned in their dugout. We're amongst the Silex crowd here on the left-hand side. As Howard looks at a wristband for the call. She sets, winds, and fires, and that ball's low. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second. We're still scoreless as Howard goes high that time. And that evens it up at 2-2. Howard takes her time, walks all the way back to the back of the circle. Now she finds the rubber. Man, as soon as she's on there, she winds and fires, and that changeup went high, and she got her first walk of the night.
Down at the bottom of the lineup, you know, we really want to stay away from walking those batters because once they get back to the top for R6, they're really going to move around those bases pretty quickly. The bottom of their lineup is pretty quick, so let's see what Silex does here, hopefully keeping it to that 1 runner on base.
Michaela Drainer steps in now. She's the left fielder for Community. And she looks at a strike. As Kuda kind of dances around over there on the first base, trying to decide whether or not she's going to try to get that steal.
And I think Plackmeyer's ready for that. Or, excuse me, Gradicke and Plackmeyer. Plackmeyer has been shifting towards second base, getting ready for that cover.
Ball high. 1 ball, 1 strike. And 2 outs here in the top of the second. Again, Howard low, and that one gets away. And on the wild pitch, Kuda will advance to second.
Looked like there may have been a little bit of miscommunication on the pitch call there. Howard was throwing low, and Gradicke was sitting high, so maybe that was the confusion there.
Howard again winds and fires that ball high. 3 balls, 1 strike on Drainer. Again, you got Kuda out in scoring position. She's standing on second base after she was walked, and then on the wild pitch advanced to second base. And there was one right down the middle. Full count. Maddie, what do you think she's going to do here from the pitcher's perspective?
I'm shooting outside here, right on that outside corner of the plate. Paint that corner. And she went inside.
She went inside, and either way, she got her swinging, and she went down, and that's the 3rd out. We're headed to the bottom of the 2nd. We're still scoreless from R6 as the Silex Lady Owls and the Lady Trojans play for the district championship here on Eagle 102.
If it's time to ride or time to work, it's time to visit Hayden's Motorsports Center in Frankfort. Time to ride with Honda and Polaris ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. Time to work with Steel and Husqvarna chainsaws, weed eaters, leaf blowers, and more. There isn't a friendlier or more knowledgeable staff than those at Hayden's. If you need help at work or at play, let Hayden's Motorsports Center be your one-stop shop for the most fun and hard-working power sports equipment in the area. They're always ready to help. Hayden's Motorsports Center, just off Highway 61 North in Frankfort. High School Sports on KJFM is brought to you by Vicky Cadwallader Real Estate and Perkins Electrical Service.
We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning, Maddie, and that one outside of the walk ended up going pretty well how the Lady Owls wanted it. Looks like Howard was able to rebound and, get at that 3rd batter and get him out of that inning before they were able to move it around.
Yeah, like I was saying, we want to attack that bottom of the lineup because this is a tight game. This is our district championship, and any of those free runners on base, like I was saying, R6 can take advantage of that, same as the Owls. The Owls will take advantage of that on R6, and as a pitcher, that's something that's got to be in the back of your mind at all times, and we want to limit those walks as much as possible. So Carson Harlan will be up. Do I have that right? Yes.
Yeah, she
Carson
fouls that one off.
Now, Harlan is a batter that I really like to watch. I've watched her in all the games that I've seen of Silex this year, and she has a really good swing. She's put a good swing on the ball a lot here.
She connected here as well, and it's going to go foul again down that right field baseline, and it's quickly 0-2 for her. And she's seeing the ball well. She's putting the bat on the ball fairly well.
Picked up some big runs for Silex this year, couple home runs, I believe, so she's doing pretty well.
She stands back in, and Angel gets it. Another fly ball out of play.
She's swinging with some intent there.
She's looking for that home run
right
off the bat. And she's looking down that right field side, so I'm kind of surprised they're not shading her more that direction, as all of them have been hit that direction. She gets this one. It's going to go right back to the pitcher, and that's out number 1 for Silex.
Angel tied her up there just a little bit, but she pushed through. Unfortunately, didn't get to where she wanted it to go.
Maddie Hall steps in now. She's the right fielder for the Lady Owls. She again in that left-handed or that left side batter's box. Looks at ball 1. Again, don't forget, we've got football action coming your way a little bit later this evening. As soon as this game wraps up, we're headed to Bowling Green as the EMO Conference Championship game will be played there this evening as the Bobcats host South Callaway. Hall looks at ball 2 as it was in the dirt. As soon as this one wraps up, we'll join the game in progress. If you want to watch that game, you still can because it's a regular season game. There's strike 1. Just go to kjfmradio.com. There's a link on there. There's also one on our Facebook page. So they will start online, and then we'll move to on-air as soon as this one's over with. Angel set on the mound. She winds and fires her little changeup. Got Hall swinging, and I'm pretty sure Not only was Hall upset that she swung at that, so was everybody wearing green and black tonight.
I think so, too. That changeup had a funky spin to it. It was a backwards changeup grip, it looked like to me.
And she couldn't hold it up as she went down and swinging, and that is out number 2.
Tory Mudd steps into the box for the Owls.
Mudd almost up to the foot, basically on that line, that front line.
She is.
And she looks at ball 1. So Angel takes a moment out in the circle. Now she's on the mound. Both pitchers very quick. They don't take much time between pitches. Mudd cranks that one down the right field line, and it's out of play.
Once they get that ball, it's like go, go, go.
Yeah.
I always was a slow-paced pitcher. I was like, this is my game.
I think maybe they know it's going to get cold soon.
Yeah, maybe.
Looking for that changeup. It goes over top. The pitcher's head right up to second base, and they've got their first base runner of the night. As Mudd is over on first. And that'll bring up a Taya Williams, the left fielder. Where's number 15 on her back? I'll be anxious to see if Mudd runs on this one. Looks at ball 1. Johnson kind of ready, snaps up to throw her back, and quickly back on the bag was Mudd. Ball inside, they say, a little high and inside, and all of a sudden it's 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. We're still scoreless. Ball 3, it's high as well. And Sarah Gradicke is on deck circle. She still has her shins on, as she's the catcher for the Lady Owls. Ball gets away from Johnson, and Mudd advances to second.
Now they've got a runner in scoring position with only 1 out, and you got a 3-1 count here on the batter, so it's really to her advantage here.
That was a strike, wasn't it?
Yep.
And she fouls that one off, and quickly we're full count. So unless there's a double play here, Gradicke will come up to bat as Williams steps back in the batter's box. Again, almost on the front one there. On the front line as she fouls another one off.
And that ball is spinning after it hit off that fence.
So she has the ball back in the circle, steps to the mound. Everybody said as Angel winds and fires. Ball high, and she's got to walk. And that brings up Gradicke.
Gradicke's in the position here to put her team on top with 1 swing at the bat. I mean, 1 ball to the outfield, and you've got to run. Mudd and Williams are both really speedy on the bases, and this could be a big opportunity for the Owls.
Gradicke steps in. She's middle of the box, where the other 2 have been more up front. She looks at strike 1. Angel sets. Tries to get that outside corner, and she doesn't. 1-1 is the count. And she takes a big cut there. It bounces out of the catcher's glove, but stays too close for anybody to advance. Everybody in position. Winds, fires, looks for that changeup. She grabs a hold of it. It's going to get to the shortstop. She's going to flip it to the third baseman. And that's the 3rd out. And we are headed to the top of the 3rd here on Eagle 102.
Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction, your high-quality 1-2 punch to knock out tough building projects. Bowling Green Ready Mix for all your concrete and concrete supplies, and the only plant locally owned and operated, and Kearns Construction for new homes, remodeling jobs, repair work, you name it, and Ed will tackle it. Just call 573-324-3433 and let the friendly, knowledgeable staff at Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction Company go to work for you.
We have some important elections coming up very soon. In these trying times, we need now more than ever before to exercise our right to vote. We, the voters, hold the power to preserve our country, to stand together in unity and in moral principles. My name is Tracy Riffle Foster. I grew up here, and I am honored to call Pike County home. I am asking for your support. Choose an experienced real estate appraiser for your next county assessor.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102 is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock, Young Enterprises Incorporated, and Pike County Memorial Hospital.
It's the top of the third. We're still scoreless at Community R6 as this is the Class 1 District 8 championship game. It looks like R6 has the 9, 1, and 2 up to bat, starting with the center fielder, Shelby Clark. And, you know, I don't know about you, Maddie, but we talked about pitching was the key to this game, and so far that has held true. And it could be whoever scores first wins this game.
I think so, too.
Or I guess whoever gets one across the bag.
Yeah, one run was all it takes. You know, that's what I always told my coach in high school, give me one. And I think that's what these pitchers are thinking tonight as the Shelby Clark steps in the box.
And she looks like she may be bringing back something I haven't seen in a while with that running slap. She was outside the batter's box as the ball one was thrown.
You know, now that you say that, this year I haven't really seen a lot of girls slapping.
There's a strike
softball.
there. We haven't actually seen it for the last year or two, honestly, and I wasn't real sure what was the change there, but
yeah,
we don't see it like we used to. And she goes again, and she's ball high, and that's exactly what she's going to do. That's what she's looking for. She's looking because she's been out of the batter's box every single time. Howard sets, she winds and fires again, and this time they connect, and it's right back to Howard. So they get her at first base for the first out on that 1-3 put out, and that takes us back to the top of the order. Well, Emma Angel will come in where she struck out her first at bat.
I think Howard is defending her position extremely well tonight. That's definitely a tough thing to do after throwing a pitch. If you got a ball coming right back at you, but she's making it look very easy tonight.
A lot of left-handed batters here for R6. Ball one in the dirt.
That's also something you don't see a lot of, you know, left-handed hitters and left-handed pitchers, especially battling each other. And we have Howard out there tonight, left-handed pitcher.
Howard sets, she winds, fires. That one looks like it's right down the middle, evens the count at 1 apiece. While she goes back, want to remind you, district softball coverage all week is being brought to you by PJ Salon, Liggins Flooring, McDingers, Sun Window Company, Midwest Pest Professionals, Pow Pow Cattle Farms and Fencing, Marla Reed Insurance, and Hair Creations. And she connects with this one, clear out to center. It's over Gilbert's head. And it looks like we're going to have a double, stand-up double for Emma Angel.
Looked like Gilbert kind of ran in on that ball. It looked like it was going to kind of stop and meet right at her glove, and it just kind of went right over her head.
Yep. So Emmy Johnson steps in. She got a single her last at bat. She was left stranded. She looks ball outside.
Just a little low from Howard. I like that spot. Unfortunately, it's not a looking strike, but I could see it being a swinging strike later in this game.
Howard ready to wind and fire again. And they look to lay down the bunt to advance Angel to third. She fouls it off, so evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike here. 1 out. Top of the third, we're still scoreless. Silex is the home team, even though we are at Community R6 because they are the higher seed. Howard gets it in there, and they punch that one right up the middle.
Right up the middle. And a bobble from Gilbert.
And there's in the score. And they're going to send right back. And on that throw home, Emmy Johnson advanced to second base.
And Gradicke threw that ball down to second base, and it was a hard line drive right to Blackmeyer. And I thought they had her, but it was really close. And Johnson pulled out that double there.
She kind of slid underneath of it, and it got R6 on the board with 1 run. So right now they lead 1-0 here in the top of the third. And that brings up Sarah Angel. She connects. It's going to be a pop fly, and it looks like Thurman gets over there and gets that one.
Picks up that second out for the Owls.
And that brings in Alexis Welch.
Welch is the 4-hitter for the Trojans, and on Tuesday night, she did a number on Clopton's defense.
She looks the ball high. As again, you still have Johnson out there on second base in scoring position. So again, Maddie, one hit of the ball, especially if it gets out of the outfield, will bring Johnson home as well. And that one goes down that third baseline foul.
Especially if they pull it down the line here at R6. Those corners are a lot longer than if you're hitting it right up the middle. Your outfielders are running a ways, I feel like, and that's something that Clopton experienced the other night too against R6, putting that ball down the line.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the third. R6 leads Silex 1-0. Howard back in the circle on the rubber. She winds and fires. Looks at one, gets it down that low spot there, and it's right down the middle at the knees. And it's a 1-2 count. So Welch, she grounded to shortstop her last at bat, and that one's in the dirt. Nice stop back there by Gradicky. Keith, the base runner at second. 2-2. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Howard fires one in there, and they make contact. Back to the shortstop again. Blackmeyer throws to first, but she's safe.
And that's a tough ball.
That was a tough one. That was a tough throw from Blackmeyer. She was deep in that shortstop position, and she had to look back, Johnson first, to make sure she wasn't advancing to third. And I tell you what, Welch just had some wheels and got down there quickly.
Yeah, she did. She's quick for a 4-hitter.
Yeah. And really, kudos to Harlan there. She kind of had to go high to get that ball.
She did. She held on to that.
Oh, and there was one right back up the middle. That's going to score at least 1 as Gilbert comes in. And there's a slide, and now we've got a hot box. Looks like Gradicky's going to get the runner.
Oh.
Are they saying she beat it?
I guess so. It looked like Harlan had came up the line to tag her, which was the correct thing to do, and the umpires are saying that she got under that tag.
Huh.
It looked like she got her right in the helmet to me.
Yeah, well, from our angle, we don't always have the best ones.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, it's 2-0 in favor of R6. Still 2 outs. Ball low and in the dirt as Hoyt is up to bat. She looks at ball 1. So Howard looking just to get that final out and get out of this inning. Ball down low again. Again, nice job by Gradicky to stop it, keep the ball in front of her, not allow those base runners to advance.
And we've talked about Howard being so quick and, really throwing that pitch as soon as she gets that ball. But in times like this, we kind of want to slow it down and change the pace of the game, I think.
And she's got a strike in there this time. And they connect with this one. It splits the difference. There's another single. Another one comes around to score. And it's 3-1 or 3-0 in favor of R6. And I think you talked about this is kind of what they did the other night.
Yeah. Once they started hitting that ball, it was full of line drive after line drive. And, it's really hard to recover in those moments where you're like, I just need 1 out. And they just keep putting base runners on, and they keep getting those hits, and it's hard to put them away.
And they're having a little conference out there now, so they're trying to, maybe calm Howard down a little bit or discuss where they're wanting to go next and why they do that. Again, want to thank sponsors of district softball coverage all week here on Eagle 102. It's been a busy week. Want to thank Bowling Green Diner, Night Equipment Company, Lynn's Heritage House, Hayden's Motorsports Center, Bowling Green Ready Mix along with Kearns Construction, Pike County Republican Club, Positively Pampered Pets, that's easy for me to say, and Gypsy Soul Salon and Boutique. Again, don't forget, we've got more softball action headed your way tomorrow as the Bowling Green Lady Bobcats are playing for their district championship at Montgomery. They will take on Winfield, 10:45 pregame, 11 o'clock first pitch. In steps Kuda. She walked her last at bat. She looks at ball 1, and that one gets away, and they're coming home.
Though is not in time to get back.
Yeah, Glasgow gets on the steal. Adds another run for R6, and advancing to second base is Hoyt. That, we don't see very many pitches get away from Gradicky.
No, she is a brick wall behind the plate, it seems. Anything in the dirt, she normally has it.
Ball outside, 2 balls, no strikes here. We still have 2 outs in the top of the 4th as Community R6 leads Silex 4-0. So Howard checks the wristband. Reddicky checks hers. Howard back on the rubber as she winds and fires. And they foul tip that one for the first strike.
It almost looked like she was swinging to save herself. She's like, it's either going to hit me or the bat here.
Yeah. And it's kind of cold out, and I really don't want to take a hit by the pitch.
Ice doesn't fix things tonight.
No, it does not. So Howard fires another one in there. She gets her swinging. Evens things up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, 2 outs, top of the third. Lady Trojans lead the Lady Owls in this district championship game 4-0. Howard fires that one in the ball high.
Good idea there.
Looking forward to chase.
Yeah, I think, she did chase up twice in a row there. I think it was a great idea to go up again to see if she'd do it again.
And there's another walk. And that is Kuda's second walk of the night. And the second walk issued by Howard. And that brings in Drainer. She ended the top of the second last time with a strikeout. Not before she took it to a full count, though. So Drainer wears number 15. Steps in there. She takes a big cut on that one. Again, you've got runners at first and second. Hoyt out on second. Kuda on first. 4 runs have crossed the plate here this evening for R6.
And man, is their dugout pumped up over there. I think that makes it even harder.
They do, and I tell you what, nice come in on that bunt by Harlan. She gets that third out on that pop out. We're headed to the bottom of the third. R6 leads Silex 4-0. You're listening to district championship action on Eagle 102.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
High school sports on KJFM is brought to you by Abel's Quick Shops, Mike's Tire and Service Center, and All Parts.
We are headed to the bottom of the third where Community leads Silex by the score of 4-0. And Maddie, right now they've got some work to do, the Silex Lady Owls do with the bat.
They do have some work to do, and I think right now is the time where you have to respond after those 4 runs from a rowdy R6 team. That dugout is loud. They are happy. They are energized. They are ready to be here, and, that makes it all very tough to have a comeback, but I think that same energy and that response from Silex is only going to make this game 10 times better.
Well, stepping in is the designated player for Silex, Sarah Weatherford. We will go 9, 1, and 2 back to the top of the order after this. Emma Angel still in the mound for Community. Weatherford again in the left side batter's box as she looks at ball 1. Angel doesn't. I notice that she doesn't go all the way back to the circle. She stays basically right there by the rubber. She has that changeup, and it's a nice bunt. And Weatherford looks to beat it out. She beats it out. And it gets away from him. She's going to come all the way around, and she'll make it to third on that error.
That is some smart and very heads-up base running there. As soon as she, put her head down and ran for that bunt, she listened to her coaches, and she found her way to third base from that error, and, man, is she quick.
She did. She got over there quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I tell you what, they just got away from that first baseman, and I tell you what, it went all the way back to the fence, and it gave her all kinds of room to get around that bag.
Yeah.
And that brings in Howard. She looks at ball number 1. And this time, Howard puts it on there and
right through the shortstop's legs.
It's going to be at least a double. They're waving her all the way to third. She's looking in there for a stand-up triple.
Now that is a response. That's the response I was talking about. And these Owls fans are up on their feet.
Yeah, they
cheering on Howard.
And now she's in scoring position.
No outs. Scoring position.
Yeah, no outs, and that brings – and they're going to have a little conference out on the mounds. They bring up Gwen Gilbert.
And Silex is at a great place in their lineup. You got 2, 3, 4 coming out. You got a runner on third base, no outs, needing to score some runs. I don't think there's a better place in the lineup you could be right now.
You know, I mean, I agree with you fully. And I tell you what I find even a little bit more interesting is the fact that, you know, it took them no time to answer.
Yeah.
You know, they came right up, and Howard heads up base running there. She noticed that they kind of bobbled it out there in the outfield just a little bit, and she kept her head down and kept her eyes right on that third base coach.
That was her goal. That was her goal, is third. I think whenever she rounded first, she's like, I'm getting third base right now.
So Gwen Gilbert steps into the batter's box now. She looks at ball inside. So the bunt that ended up with an E3 over on the first baseman comes around to score to get the first run on the bag for Silex. And Gwen Gilbert now looks at a second ball. Taylor Howard hits her in, and that Howard gets all the way around to third without him. Gilbert smokes this one. It's out to right field, gets down, and she's going to have at least a double as Howard comes in to score.
That is a big, big hit.
So again, cut the lead in half, the Lady Owls do, with no outs, and in steps Lexi Plackmeyer. And if anybody has power, it is this young lady.
Yes, yes.
So Gilbert out on second base. She's in scoring position. Ball low for Plackmeyer. Turf looks at that one. Angel on the mound, winds and fires, down low again.
She's seeming a little rattled right now.
Yeah, Silex may have kind of gotten under her skin just a little bit.
For those first couple of innings, she was really pumping those strikes right off the get-go, and now she's a little bit hesitant about putting that ball over the plate.
And Plackmeyer takes it up to a shortstop. However, an error on the shortstop is going to advance Gilbert.
I think that shortstop, Sarah Engel, just saved a run right there.
She absolutely saved it. She just bobbled it to where she couldn't get up and fired over there to first base. So we've got runners on the corners for Silex.
With Harlan stepping up to bat here.
Harlan, no outs.
No outs.
So a game I thought that may only have, could be a 1-0. She looks to bunt, and they're going to try and throw out down second, and they
got her.
And I tell you what, the faithful are not happy because Gwen Gilbert was standing over on third base and didn't come home on that one. So that was a 3-6 first round.
As soon as Johnson came up to throw down to second base, I think at third base we got to go home on that one.
So Harlan connects with this one. It's popped up to the third baseman, and that's out number 2. So quickly went from no outs to 2 outs. R6 still leads Silex by the score of 4-2. Maddie Hall steps in. She struck out her last at bat. Gilbert still standing over on third. So all it takes is a little shot up the middle, and now get Gilbert home. As they wind and look outside, miss that outside corner. Angel doesn't. Quickly, 2 balls. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Again, R6 leads 4-2 over Silex. We're in the bottom of the third. Oh, man, Hall wanted that one, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
That was right at her eyes. She liked the looks of that one. She held up, and quickly it's a 3-0 count. Now she looked at a strike right down the middle. As Angel now takes her time and goes back almost touches the chalk in the back of the circle. Finds her way quickly to the mound, winds and fires.
Another one.
And they called a strike. She couldn't hold up on that one either. So full count for Maddie Hall, with Gwen Gilbert standing over on third base.
Right here, we just have to get the bat on the ball for Silex.
Ball gets away, and here comes Gilbert. She's going to come in to score. Whew. And that was a walk issued to Hall. Gilbert gets across the bag, and it's a 1-run game here in the bottom of the third. And that steps in Tory Mudd. Tory actually got on base her last bat, but then got thrown out at third. Ball low and inside to Mudd. She was trying to get to that advance to third on the hit. She was thrown out.
And Tory Mudd has some power in her. She might be shorter, but I'm telling you, that girl can smoke the ball.
she can, and if you've ever watched her play basketball, I will tell you that intensity, we'll call it, is definitely relayed on the basketball court as well. So Mudd trying to do some damage here and maybe tie this one up before the bottom of the third gets over with it. She takes a strike on that one. She's just a little behind that pitch. It was a nice one down the middle by Angel. So Mudd steps back in there. Where's number 3 on her back? Fouls this one off. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. It's a 1-run game right now as R6 leads Silex 4-3. Angel fires again, and she fouls that one off too. She was digging there.
She was digging there. But that's close. I mean, she had 2 strikes. She was doing her job. Have to get the bat on the ball because the last thing we want is a looking strikeout, right?
Angel fires again, a little changeup. She goes up for this one, and it's going to go into center. And she gets another hit. And that's going to bring in Taya Williams.
I did not expect that ball to get down. It looked like it was just hanging in the air forever.
I know.
It was like floating in outer space or something. I was like, oh, my goodness.
And I tell you what, really heads-up play there by Tory. She went for that high ball that most of us would be like, no, don't swing
Please
at that.
don't do that.
But it lobbed it right over that second base.
Yes.
And then walks Williams, and she looks at ball 1. Williams walked her last at bat. She was left stranded on base. Again, right up in the front of that batter's box. Ball inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Maddie Hall out on second base. Tory Mudd on first. I was looking at my sheet. Did they call that a ball too?
Yes,
so 3 balls.
Ball. Yep.
3 balls, no strikes. Again, I said Williams walked her last at bat. And she's going to walk again.
The bases are loaded for Gradicke.
And I bet this just breaks her heart. I'm pretty sure this is that dream moment, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
If Gradicke can get on, extend this inning, they're batting around. That'll bring Weatherford up, who was the first person across the plate here in the bottom of the third, as the Lady Owls have put 3 up to answer R6's 4 at the top of the inning.
This is a 2-out rally. Bases loaded. You know, you went from 1 runner on to 3.
You know, Maddie, it wouldn't break my heart if we saw a squirrel run across right now.
The rally squirrel.
The rally squirrel.
The rally squirrel. I guess we could say a rally owl tonight could fly over.
Gradicke looks at strike 1. So bases loaded. You've got Hall on third, Mudd on second, Williams on first, Gradicke in the batter's box, 2 outs. And she fouls that one away, so 2 strikes quickly on the hole, 0-2. Gradicke steps back in, holds up for time, and she's ready now. Angel winds and fires, and she went down swinging. And that's out number 3. And we're headed to the top of the 4th, where things have changed a little bit, Maddie, as Community R6 leads Silex 4-3. The top of the 4th next here on Eagle 102.
Positively Pampered Pets is a full-service pet resort. They offer pet boarding, pet grooming, doggy daycare, and dog training. Stop by to see their amazing facilities. With the holidays coming up, now's the time to call Positively Pampered Pets to reserve their room while you're out of town. Or maybe they need that grooming in so they look their best. See pictures and find out more by visiting their Facebook page or call 324-8100. Positively Pampered Pets, just off the square at 224 West Main in Bowling Green.
Fall weather means cooler temperatures, but at Gypsy Soul Boutique, they have all the hot new styles to keep you warm. Find everything from CC beanie caps to a large variety of tops, those fit perfect jeans, and be sure to round out your outfit with those just got to have shoes. Plus, all the accessories to make the outfit reflect you. At Gypsy Soul Boutique, they can outfit a variety of shapes and sizes. Open Wednesday through Saturday. Check out their Facebook page for more information. Put a little gypsy in your soul at Gypsy Soul Boutique, just off the square in Bowling Green with the pink flamingos out front.
Eagle 102 Sports on KJFM is brought to you by Ingram Plumbing, Bowling Green Pharmacy, and Mid-America Auto and Towing.
Maddie, that was quite a third inning. We are in the top of the 4th now, and I tell you what, that's not what I expected.
That's not what I expected. I had a little call to action for the Owls there, and man, did they respond. 3 runs. I was expecting maybe 1 or 2, but we got 3 there, and that cut that lead down to 1 for R6 over here.
So Shelby Clark back in the batter's box for Community. She got the first out, recorded the first out in the top of the last inning. And she looks at ball one. She's the slap hitter that we were talking about, as each time she exits that batter's box, and she grounded it back to the pitcher.
And Silex's defense has shifted for that slap.
So ball two to Clark. Emma Angel, who kind of got that rally going, her last at-bat's on deck. And then Emmy Johnson in the hole. So Howard fires and looks at 3 straight balls to Clark. She kicks a little dust, probably getting a little frustration out of her system there.
Tearing up a hole, it looks like.
Must be slipping a little bit out there. We'll just call it that. As Howard winds and fires, and she got a strike in there that time. 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs as we're in the top of the 4th. Again, Community R6 leads Silex 4-3.
And right here, Howard has to just kind of put that ball on the plate. Hopefully she hits it and let her defense work here. We can't put her on with a walk.
And there you go, and she tips that one away. And it's full count. So I think confidence-wise, I think Howard could use a strikeout here.
Yes, I think she definitely could. She's usually a little bit further along in those strikeouts by now in a game.
And this one's going to roll. And it's going to roll foul. Heads up play there by Rita Thurlman, who ran in and she watched it. She watched it.
She did.
She walked along with it to make sure it was going to roll into the foul territory. And so, great patience there by her by not reaching down and picking that one up. And it's going to make a Clark do it again.
I was not sure that was going to roll out. And she just threw her hands up, and I was like, okay.
And this one, they get one out, and it's off Gwen Gilbert's glove. And so it's a single in there for Clark. They check on Gilbert as it looked like may have hit her glove a little funny. And again, Maddie, I don't know about you, but I was watching that, and that ball kind of did a little wave out there.
Yeah.
So Gilbert had a good eye on it, but it's almost like it shifted.
Yeah, and then it just kind of took a dive right at the end, and I think that's what made trying to make that catch very, very hard.
Emma Angel stepping in. She got to double her last at bat, and they're expecting a bunt from her, but she's swinging away, and she takes strike 1. Corners had moved in a little bit. Tory Mudd, now she backs up on the third baseline. Harlan almost even with the bag at first. Howard fires in there and ball low. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Clark on first for the Lady Trojans. Community leads Silex 4-3. Everybody has their signs. Howard double checks hers, steps on the rubber, rocks and fires. Looks for the bunt there, nothing there, and Gradicke comes up and walks it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. She showed the bunt there, and so, Maddie, at this point, what do you think she's going to do? Think she'll go for the bunt?
I think she's going to swing on this part. I think she's going
to swing away.
Yeah, she kind of switched up Silex's defense, saw where they would go, and now she's ready to swing away, I think.
Ball in the dirt, and again, nice defensive play there by Gradicke behind the plate. Kept it in front of her, kept that runner held over on first base. 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. As everybody checks their signs again. She fires, she cranks this one. It's flying out to right field. Underneath of it is Hall, and she records the first out.
And that's some great coverage by Hall. Those gaps in the outfield are huge out here at R6, and it's definitely tough to move to that ball, and it was in the air for a while, but she really got over there and
she did
a big out for Howard right there.
So Clark was held on first, and that brings up Emmy Johnson. She got a single her last at bat, also came around to touch home plate. So Howard checking the wrist again, she finds the sign she likes, sets, winds, and fires. Ball in the dirt. She steps back. She goes all the way back to the circle, waits, looks for the sign. Gradicke checks her wrist. Now Howard is set. Fires again, that one down the middle. That was a beautiful strike. Everybody's hollering out all kinds of signs over here, Maddie. I'm getting all confused.
I'm like,
don't they know I'm trying to keep score here? She makes contact. It's back to Howard. Howard looked, and her only play was to first base, and that records a second out.
That was a quick turnaround. She was ready to throw and fire to second base, and as soon as she realized she wasn't going to get that out, she quickly turned to first base, and that's a hard correction. It was almost a full circle spin out there.
It was, and that brings up Sarah Angel. Sarah popped out to Thurman, her last at bat. So 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, but it moves Clark into scoring position. She's standing out there on the second base bag. Howard now set on the mound. She winds, fires, and she gets her swinging. While they check their signs again, want to thank all the sponsors this week on softball district coverage, including Wood Smoke Meats, A Taste of Philly, Prairies Edge Garden Center, McCoy Blossom Funeral Home and Crematory, Erico Convenience Center, Bowling Green Lumber Company, Penrod Real Estate, and Sparks Maintenance. And there's another out.
Big play.
That was a big play there by Thurman. She scooped it up out of the dirt, tossed it over to first base to record that. And we are headed to the bottom of the 4th. We're still, our 6 still leads 4-3 as you're listening to district championship action on Eagle 102.
Show off your school pride today with the Bulldog debit card from Bank of Louisiana. Every time you use your Bulldog debit card, Bank of Louisiana will make a donation to the Louisiana School District. Stop by the bank today and get your new Bulldog debit card so you can start supporting the teachers and students with every swipe. The Bulldog debit card from Bank of Louisiana. Member FDIC.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102 is brought to you by Community State Bank of Missouri, Family Drug, and Pike County Health Department, Home Health and Hospice.
And Maddie, despite the walk hit, was it a walk that she handed out there that got her on?
It was a hit.
No, it's a single. It was
it
was a hit. Despite the one hit, Howard and the defense for the Lady Owls came back and kind of shut down the top 3 hitters, in the 1, 2, and 3 spot. And I tell you what, that's what's going to have to happen here the rest of the game.
That's what's going to have to happen, and that definitely sends a message to really bear down and get those outs was what Silex needed to do, and they definitely did it right there. And I think coming in as a hitter now, putting up some runs is what they've got to do now.
And that's going to take us back to the bottom of the lineup again. And start with Sarah Weatherford, kind of where things started last time. She laid down a bunt in the the bottom of the 3rd inning and got on base by an error on the first baseman, but it ended up taking her all the way, I think it was over to third base.
To third base, yes it was. And she's quick, so hopefully
she lays down another one.
Again.
Barehanded is the third baseman. She takes it over there, and they're going to call her out.
Ball was looking like it was bobbled right there and picked up off the ground. So
it was but I tell you what, heads up play there by the third baseman.
She barehanded that ball and just chucked it over there, knowing the speed.
That was Welch. She took it and she threw it over there, and they got it out of the dirt and was able to hold on to it. But it looks like maybe they're kind of checking her a little bit, maybe hit her hand. And as cold as it is, that stung.
Yeah, that is not a good feeling whatsoever.
So top of the order again for the Lady Owls. Taylor Howard steps in. She got a triple her last at bat and got that RBI to get things started for Silex. She looks at strike 1.
And Marianne, you don't really see pitchers as leadoff hitters either. And
both
tonight
teams.
we have both Howard and Angel.
They're keeping everybody on their toes. And Howard connects with this one over to the first baseman. It bounces off of her, and Howard's going to get on. Another error by the first baseman. E3 gets Howard on the bag.
I don't know what it is about this field tonight, but these balls are just spiking straight into it and going over heads of the players. And, they are going into the ground hard.
Gilbert comes up. She lays down a bunt. They're going to get her at first, but it advances Howard over to second.
That was a beautiful bunt. Beautiful.
Yep.
Executed very well. The only thing that could have made that better was if she was safe at first base.
Lexi Plackmeyer steps in here. And I tell you what, Alexis Welch is doing great over here on the third base line for Lady Trojans. Man, she's all but barehanding, though. She's not wasting the time for that transition.
And she's not afraid to get up close and personal to those batters. She's like, hit it to me. This is the hot corner. I got it. She's almost, fearless over there.
So Plackmeyer steps in. She looks at strike 1. And ball outside. Got a runner out on a second base, and that is Taylor Howard. Like to come around and tie this one up if Plackmeyer can get one out of the infield. Ball 2. Angel steps out of the circle, back in, makes a little adjustment while she does again. Want to thank sponsors including Hair Creations, Marla Reed Insurance, Pow Pow Cattle Farms and Fencing, Midwest Pest Professionals, Sun Window Company, McDingers. As that goes to shortstop, she bobbles it. Howard wasn't quite turned around yet, and that's going to be a E6 to get her on the back. Other sponsors, McDingers, Liggins Flooring, and PJ Solano, sponsors of district softball this week here on Eagle 102. So now it's up to Harlan. She popped out to the third baseman last time. This one, she cranks one right up the middle, and this game is tied.
As a pitcher, those are the scary ones.
I'm sure those were.
Please don't hit it back at me was all I was thinking as I was a pitcher all those years. Especially on a cold night like this. Please spare me today.
So we are tied at 4 apiece. It's a brand new ball game, Maddie. And in steps Maddie Hall. And
is that an illegal pitch?
Yep. That gets the ball 1. So it's not a. She fires this time in ball 2. Yep. High. 4-4 is our score. And that RBI there by Carson Harlan to bring around Howard. Hall gets this one. It's going to be foul. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Maddie Hall steps up as she can continue this, and then be Tory Mudd. That changeup looks, and it's a strike. Boy, she took a lot off that one.
Yes, she did. It had it had the correct spin that time is what I'd like to say about that changeup. It didn't have that funky high riding pitch that we had been seeing.
And Hall goes down swinging, and that's the bottom of the 4th. It's a brand new ball game as we head to the top of the 5th, all tied up at 4 apiece in the district championship game here on Eagle 102.
This is Tracy Brookshire, Marketing Coordinator and Public Information Officer for Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice here in Missouri. We are doing our best to keep our community informed as much as possible regarding how the COVID-19 pandemic is affecting our county. Visit our dedicated COVID-19 page on our website at pikecountyhealth.org for resources, latest news, updated case counts, and a contact form for questions and concerns specifically related to the virus. Visit our website to subscribe to our PCHD e-news and be the first to know about any updates and resources we have to offer in our communications. Stay safe out there, Pike County. Your health is our priority, and together we will get through this concerning time.
Role models are more important than ever in today's society. You can serve as a role model for others the next time you display good sportsmanship at a high school athletic event. Good sports are winners and are also vital to preserving our fine sports traditions. So the next time you attend a sporting event, remember to be a good sport and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
High school sports on KJFM is brought to you by Pike County Mutual Insurance, Brown's Processing, and Bank of Louisiana.
We're in the top of the 5th inning, all tied up at 4 apiece, and in steps that third baseman we were talking about from Community R6, Alexa Welch, as she was responsible for several of those. Okay, yeah, sorry, we were watching as that one. I was looking at the camera, like, oh. As it popped up right over top of us, she was responsible for digging a couple of those bunts out of the dirt barehanded there that Silex laid down. Did a great job.
Yeah, very, very, very good third baseman, playing her position well.
So quick, there's 1 strike against her as Howard's checking her armband. She finally found what she's looking for, finds the rubber, she winds and fires. Ball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Welch. On deck is Glasgow, and then Hoyt's on deck, or excuse me, in the hole. Anybody gets on, kudos up.
That was a great spot from Howard. We want to keep that ball in on their hands or on the end of that barrel of the bat.
She pops this one up, and Gradicke comes out and gets it from behind the plate.
That was a great catch from Gradicke. You know, sliding on those knee guards, shin guards. That's always what I thought would be the coolest part about being a catcher. Other than that, I don't think I would want to do it.
You don't put on all that equipment?
No, I do not.
Yeah, she did a nice, and that was out. It's probably not quite halfway between she and Howard. She got that one. Ball high to Glasgow. And it looks like everybody's basically in their normal positions. Thurman is shaded a little bit more towards first base. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. We're knotted at 4 apiece between R6 and Silex. Again, this is the Class 1 District 8 championship game. Howard winds up, fires, misses the outside corner that she was looking for. The winner of this game will play on Wednesday night, and they will host that sectional game. As we mentioned a little earlier, Class 1 is the only class that will be having sectionals. Everybody else goes straight to quarterfinals. Howard found the strike zone there, makes it 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Howard back on the mound. Rocks way back. She winds and fires, and this one connects. And Hall, she kind of slips in the grass out there, and it's going to be, it looks like probably a stand-up triple. And that's going to get things started.
And I think it's really hard to read that ball in the outfield today. It may be just a little bit dark out there. That lighting's really not getting to them, but those outfielders on both sides are really having some trouble seeing that ball off the bat from up here.
Well, and she went to stop and go back, and she slipped and fell. And in steps Emily Hoyt. She popped out to the third baseman her first at bat, and then her last at bat, she got a single. She fouls this one back to the fence. For strike 1. So only 1 out. Runner in scoring position for Community. As Hoyt steps back in, Howard takes a long look at her wristband. Spins the ball in her hand, winds up, fires. Ball high, gets away from her, and they're going to get her out at home.
That was a forceful tag from Gradicke, but she held on to that ball, going right into that slide, coming up that line.
You know, and that's what we kind of sort of talked about, or we actually haven't talked about is, you know, they've got that wood plank around the back there, and when that ball hits there, it bounces back quick. Heads up play there by Gradicke on the steal to get back to the plate and tag her before her foot crosses the bag.
And you'd think that that'd be something that R6 was a little bit more experienced with. I mean, that ball hit off there pretty hard and came back pretty quick. You'd think this is their home field, they'd know, but they did send that runner from third.
Hoyt, she took it off the light pole. I thought she was going to pull a natural there. It actually hit the pole and bounced back into play. So they check the ball, make sure it's okay.
I'd like to see her do that again.
Well, not if it's going to knock the light out. We've kind of already had a couple delays this evening. Let's not have any more. As Howard fires again, and there's strike 2, or that was strike 3. So she went down looking, and they get out of that one.
That we were looking for.
We head to the bottom of the 5th. We're still tied at 4 apiece in District Championship Softball on Eagle 102.
Bowling Green Insurance is here to serve all your insurance needs. Bowling Green Insurance offers companies to cover your farm, home, auto, and crop needs. Call Fred or Jackie today to get a customized quote that will fit you and your budget. Bowling Green Insurance is an independent insurance agency. That means they can offer several companies to fit you. Give Bowling Green Insurance a call today to get a quote. 573-324-5762 or 573-324-CROP.
Eagle 102 Sports on KJFM is brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, County Market in Louisiana, and Bowling Green Insurance.
Want to remind you the football game in Bowling Green has started online. You can go to kjfmradio.com and check out that video, or our Facebook page. There's a link on there. As soon as this matchup is over, we will join them in progress on air. But if you want to pull it up on your phone, pull it up on your computer, and just watch the football game as well, because that's another championship tonight that will decide the EMO Conference champions.
Lots of championships going on this week. I mean, we've been covering it all, and last week we had EMO Conference championships. It's all coming to a close here much more sooner than we thought it would have.
So starting things off is Tory Mudd. She got a single her last at bat. She looked at a ball low here to start the top or the bottom of the 5th. So it's Mudd, Williams, and Gradicke. And if any of them get on, Weatherford will be back up. 2 balls to Mudd. Mudd has connected each time she's been up. She's had 2 singles at each of her at-bats. She fouls this one off for the first strike.
I never understood they have these cutouts right here close to the fence and the batter's boxes, and I've never understood it, even when I played here. But that ball just got out and into the stands, basically.
It wanted to go see everybody else.
Yep.
Ball low. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 Mudd. Maybe he was looking for some warmth. It kind of cooled off after the sun went down.
Can I hide under here, one of your blankets?
And there was a walk issued to Mudd. That's the 4th walk of the night by Angel, and that steps in Gradicke. Gradicke had a fielder's choice her first at bat and then struck out in the bottom of the 3rd. Oh, excuse me, I forgot Williams.
Yep.
Williams has walked both of her bats.
Yep. I don't think Angel can really find that strike zone when it comes to Williams.
Her front foot is all but out. She lays down a bunt. It's a hard bunt to the 3rd baseman, and she's safe.
They were not expecting that bunt, but I saw that Welch, came up that line and she was ready to fire. Unfortunately, that second baseman just wasn't covering first base for the Lady Trojans.
So now that brings up Gradicke with the runners in scoring position. Got Mudd on second, Williams on first, and no outs.
Familiar position for her this evening.
It is. Again, we're tied at 4 apiece. She lays down that bunt. Gonna go to third. They try to get him over at third base, but everybody's safe again.
That is a tough play. That was very heads up from Welch. But, turning and throwing to third base on a bunt, especially as a third baseman, you got to kind of take that arm back a step.
Yeah.
You normally have a cannon at third base. It's really easy to soar that ball right into left field.
Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner for Gradicke. Abigail Mooney. So in steps in Weatherford. Weatherford put down a bunt and got on base on the first baseman's error back in the bottom of the 3rd. And then she grounded out to the third baseman, her last at bat, and she's swinging away at this one. Strike 1. Bases loaded, no outs for Silex. 4-all is your score. Bottom of the 5th as she smacks this one, and it's going to score at least 1. There you go. She gets the RBI on that single.
Great placement.
And
just a couple more inches over towards the line. That probably would have cleared the bases, I believe.
Absolutely. And back to the top of the order to Taylor Howard. So Howard again, bases loaded, no outs. And she splits this one. 1, 2. 2 are going to score.
Those bats are really coming alive for the Owls.
They are. Gives them a 7-4 lead right now with runners at the corners.
And that's a perfect example of, you don't have to have lots of big hits. You don't have to have home runs all the time. You string some hits together, some singles, some, take advantage of those balls on the ground. And that's really what they're doing here. And they're getting those runs across the plate, putting them in a great spot going into that 6th inning after they finish up this latter half of the 5th.
In steps Gwen Gilbert. She looks to lay down a bunt, but ball's high. Howard advances to second, so no force play there. Still no outs. As Silex again now leads a 7-4. She looks at strike 1 there. Angel refocusing. She takes a little minute to head back to the back. Now winds and fires, ball low. So again, runners at second and third. On third is Weatherford, out on second. And she hits that one, gets to the shortstop. Shortstop's only option is to go to first, but Gilbert still gets the RBI, but records the first out. Advances Howard to third base.
And that's all you got to do is put the ball in play and move those runners. And Gilbert did a great job there in picking her teammates up and putting another run on the board.
Blackmeyer hits one out to right field, and that's going to bring home Howard.
And she inside-outed that ball, I'll tell you that much. That ball, whenever it goes and it really curves out there to the right field, and she's hitting it on that inside corner of the plate. But it was a line drive. It was a great hit, but she really inside-outed that.
A little change-up for Harlan to start her at bat.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea from Angel.
And let's be honest, we just saw someone else go up and grab one of those, so
right.
Why not? Ball high, and so 2 balls, no strikes, only 1 out. As Gwen Gilbert got that RBI out. She cracked that one. It's going out past the center fielder. She's going to come around to score. And so now Harlan gets an RBI.
And that's the one she was waiting for all night.
She gets a stand-up double. And that's going to bring in Maddie Hall, and we're about to bat around. And it's 10-4, the Owls lead. I think now Community might be seeing a little bit of kind of what Clopton felt the other night.
Yeah.
Ball in the dirt.
They're kind of experiencing that snowball effect, especially this inning, late in the game. All they want to do is get those outs so they can get back in there and score.
Ball 2, and it's going to get away. It's going to advance Harlan. That wild pitch. Going to advance her over to third. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Silex leads R6 10-4 in this championship matchup. Angel gets this one and fouls it down.
And Johnson really popped on that.
Yeah,
she was ready to go. Wanted to hold that runner at third base and, get that runner out at first.
So Hall's going to step back in. 2 balls, 1 strike, only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Beautiful changeup from Angel on that outside corner of the plate.
And it got Hall as well as she took a cut at it.
She took a big cut. I think she saw like Big Mac land out there or something.
And she's going to go down on strikes for the 2nd out of this inning. And we're starting it over. We've batted around. That brings back in Mudd, who walked and got this whole thing started. And she looks at a strike on that one. So again, you still have Harlan over on a third base looking to score with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And Mudd went after that one. She thought she was going to be cool and see if she could hit that.
Much like the last inning when she did it.
Yeah, she did.
She's got that
changeup.
Yep, she got that changeup above her hands, almost above her head last inning. And
ball skips in the dirt. 10-4 our score. Silex leads us. They put 6 runs on the board here in the 5th. She gets a hold of that one. Pitcher tries to slap it down, and then she beats it out. She gets the RBI and beats it out. Scores Harlan.
Tory Mudd put that changeup right in the dirt, and unfortunately Angel couldn't come up with it, and she's too quick.
Yeah.
Couldn't get her out at first base.
And that brings up Taya Williams. She looks at strike 1. Steps back in. Ball in the dirt, gets away. It's going to advance. Again, it's going to advance Mudd. And so far in Silex's lineup, only 2 players in that round have not scored. Gwen Gilbert got the RBI, and then Maddie Hall got the strikeout. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Williams. Out in scoring position is Mudd. She goes for that changeup, and she hit it down the right field line. She just wasn't quite ready.
I will say Angel is very confident with that changeup. I think she's thrown it at pretty much any time in the count, and she's ready to go. And so Silex has to be on their toes and expecting it, and I think that's what they're doing now, and they're really sitting and waiting.
She did there. She lines it down. It's a fair ball. And it coming in is going to be Mudd.
It's a stand-up double for Taya Williams.
And that brings in Gradicke again. Gradicke laid down a bunt. I don't want to bring this up, but if Gradicke could just hit this one over the fence, we can all go home.
Yeah. We get into our nice warm cars.
We could get in our cars and head to high school football.
Yeah.
So Gradicke steps in. She looks, and she puts that one down. The third baseman comes up, throws, and gets her out. Ooh. Gets that third out, records that one on the 5-3, but not before damage is done. Silex leads R6 12-4 as we head to the top of the 6th in district championship softball right here on Eagle 102.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. So easy, anyone can use them. Once you try it, you'll just have to buy it. Stop by Bowling Green Tractor to see how easy yard work can be. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for ego, power beyond belief.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Wait, there's more. They also offer several options for internet service with Viasat, HughesNet, and AT&T. Hold on, there's still more. They can also do security system installations, have TVs and stocks, mounts, and cables. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102 is brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, the Mercantile Bank in Bowling Green Tractor.
Well, a quick update on the football game right now. Bowling Green leads South Callaway 14-0 here in the first.
Be a big win for the Bobcats. They've played great this year.
They have. If the Bobcats can hold on tonight and beat South Callaway, they will take the EMO Conference Championship title, which they have not had since 2011.
That is a long time. That is a drought right there.
That is a drought. So Silex here, though, in this district championship game, they need to hold on. They've got the bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9. They can hold on and get back into the bottom of the six, put up 2 more runs. Ball game's over.
Ball game is over.
12-4 is our score here from Community R6 as Silex put up 8 runs in the bottom half of the 5th. Stepping in now is Kuda. She looks down. She fouls that one off. Just a little late on her swing.
Typical with Howard. Howard is pretty quick. She's got a lot of girls tied up normally.
You know, of course, it's been several years since I've had to look at a pitcher there, but her movement to me catches me every time. I'm not ready for her.
Yeah.
And she's going to foul that one.
It's very powerful. You know, she really drives that back leg, and then she comes forward, and before you know it, that ball's on you.
So we can see why a lot of times that they're hit down that right field line.
Mm-hmm.
So Kuda, she walked her previous 2 times up. She doesn't want to walk this time. She's looking to get something going for the R6 Lady Trojans here, try to make up some ground in this 12-4 lead for Silex. And she gets the strikeout, but Gradicke has to throw it down to actually record the K.
Starts that inning off with a strikeout. Man, that's the best feeling, you know, as a pitcher. Whenever I would my team would put up all those runs, all I wanted to do was go out there and get them 1, 2, 3, and hopefully record 3 strikeouts. That's what my mindset was. And let's see how Howard does this inning.
McKaylin Drainer, she struck out her first time at bat, and then she popped out to the first baseman. Or she looked at ball 1 there. Oops. Drainer wears 15 on her back. Red numbers, black trim. Ball high. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out here for Community in the top of the 6th. Again, don't forget, we will join the football game in progress. Once this one's over, we'll do a very quick post-game show and then send it right to high school football. She looks to bunt on that one, and ball low. 3 balls, no strikes. As Howard's going to tie her shoe. She gets set.
Looking for a strike here, and, you know, we really want these batters to hit the ball. Use your defense.
The defense has been pretty solid this evening.
Yeah, they have.
Shows bunt again, and she got the walk. So that brings up Clark. Clark got a single her last at bat in the bottom of the 4th. Looks like they're probably going to have a courtesy runner of some sort. And while they get that sorted out, again, want to thank district softball sponsors all week this week, including Gypsy Soul Salon and Boutique, Positively Pampered Pets, Pike County Republican Club, Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction, Hayden's Motorsports Center, Lynn's Heritage House, Knight Equipment Company, and Bowling Green Diner. Were they changing batters or did they change runners? I was talking.
They changed runners.
Okay. Want to make sure that I know people are going to find it hard to believe I was running my mouth. So in steps Clark.
She is a slapper.
Yeah, she is.
They're quick on the bases here. the pinch runner at first base.
She ran past that strike as Howard gave it to her right down the middle. Again, I didn't hear who Drainer's runner is over there, but I believe they said number 4. I'll have to look that up here.
Taylor Johnson.
And she fouls that one back against the screen. So Johnson over on first. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Again, if you're just joining us from the football game, Bowling Green was leading South Callaway 14-0 to start to the first quarter. As Howard is ready for her next pitch here for the Lady Owls. Ball in the dirt, gets away from her.
Johnson will take second base on that.
Johnson will take second base, but it kind of got tangled up in the umpire's feet.
Yeah.
So
I always felt the need as a player to say, hey, that's your fault, man. Come on, send him back.
That's right. So Howard, 1 ball, 2 strikes. She connects this one right down the right field line, but it's going to roll in foul territory.
She did something like that earlier. And
is that the one that
Thurman let it go right out of bounds there? And I thought that it was going to do the same thing there, and it did.
So they look. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out with Johnson out on second. And it's going to hit her. Hit by the pitch. That'll advance her. And that'll take us to the top of the lineup. And it'll start with Emma Angel.
And man, that's got to hurt.
Yeah, she's walking it off, getting her a few moments to walk it down the line out there. Now, when Angel was up her last at bat, she popped out to Hall in right field.
A deep fly ball.
That was a deep fly ball. So Clark looks to be fine. She's already on first base. Johnson again on second. Only 1 out. As Angel steps in.
Our 6 is really getting to that top part of their lineup, and that's their most deadly part of their lineup. I think that really makes a run threat here.
Well, the good news is Howard got the top of the lineup out 1, 2, 3. The last time that's another high fly ball. I think Coach. Oh, no, I thought Coach Fine back there was going to catch the ball, but he's probably off getting his popcorn. Left his daughter back there defenseless. I'm just throwing that out there, Coach. So there's strike 1 to Angel. Wristbands have been checked. Waiting for Angel to step in the batter's box. She does. Again on that left-hand side. And she sends that one back to the third baseman. And it's going to be a 6-5 out. Got the lead runner out. And that's the second out.
Plackmeyer really turned her feet quickly there to get that runner out at third base. Oops. Very heads-up play. That was a line drive that kind of died right in front of her feet, and she just picked it up and got that lead runner.
And there was a little confusion there, I think, on the part of Johnson because she kind of held up.
Yeah.
Ball high to Johnson, Emmy Johnson now, and really gave Plackmeyer the time to turn that around.
Yep.
She looks at a strike there, Johnson does. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Again, Silex has the lead at 12-4 in this district championship game. Howard rocks and fires. Makes contact, but it's fouled. Goes behind Gradicke, the catcher. She has to go back almost to the screen to get it. Howard walks up to meet it and heads back to the circle. Emmy Johnson, she's seen the ball fairly well tonight. She's been on base all but the top of the 4th inning when she grounded back to the pitcher. And she went down on strikes there. And that's how the 6th ends. We're headed to the bottom where Silex leads 12-4 in the Class 1 District 8 Championship game here on Eagle 102.
Is it time to renew, redo, or rebuild? People's Bank and Trust can help you make those home improvements without springing a leak in your budget. I'm Christine Rutherford, and we have loans designed specifically for repairs and renovations, along with home equity lines of credit. Stop by your local People's Bank in Bowling Green and let's talk about how People's Bank can help you. People's Bank and Trust online at www.pbtc.net or give me a call at 573-324-2525. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender, MLO number 421603, NMLS number 407724.
High school sports on KJFM is brought to you by Vicky Cadwallader Real Estate and Perkins Electrical Service.
It is the bottom of the 6th inning, and Maddie, right now, Silex is kind of hot.
Silex is kind of hot. They're putting an end to R6's momentum, I think, and I'm ready to see what they do in the batter's box.
Well, they batted around their last at bat on the bottom of the 5th, put up 8 runs, and now they're just 2 runs away from ending this game early.
Yeah, 2 runs away from ending a district championship in run rule fashion, and there's no better feeling than that, right?
I wouldn't know.
I would.
I hate to break this to you, Maddie, but I'm so old. We didn't have softball in Bowling Green when I was in school.
Oh, no.
They got it the year after I graduated.
That is the worst thing ever, right?
It absolutely is. A year or 2 after, I guess I should say. They may have started the process that next year. So, yeah, no, I don't know, but I've watched a lot of games.
Yeah.
Called a lot of games.
Yeah. Well, it's given them a lot of momentum if they, make it to that sectional. I mean, I think that they will definitely win this game. I hope they do.
And to play it on your home field.
And yes.
Boy, they're playing in for Weatherford, who lays down the bunt, and that third baseman comes up again, and she has nothing else to do but hold it.
With that. Yeah, that ball was, as soon as it hit the bat, Weatherford was gone.
So back to the top of the order for Silex, and Howard, who got that RBI started last time, as she got a big hit. Looking here, ball gets away. Weatherford's going to advance to second. 21-0 with 10-12 to go in the second quarter. Bowling Green leads South Callaway. Bobcats came to play.
They did. And South Callaway's tough.
Oh, and there's a big hit by Howard. It's just out of play down that left field line.
Howard has really quick hands. I think that almost every time that I watch her play, she hits a line drive to the outfield. And quick hands, turns on that ball fast, and then she's fast on top of that.
Coach Tony Francis talked about the Lady Owls in our preseason coaches, spotlight. Talked about the tradition they have here and how they were really coming along. And I tell you what, I don't know if he expected this from this year, but the Lady Owls did. So that was strike 2. She got through that changeup for a ball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Howard. Again, Weatherford laid down the bunt, got that single. She's over on second base after a wild pitch. Howard just looked at strike 3.
A little low. She didn't like that one, but
no.
That's all right.
I would like to meet a pitcher who really agrees with every strike that the umpire calls.
Yeah.
Down the third base line is Gilbert. She gets the second out, but she advances Weatherford. So Lexi Plackmeyer, she kind of started something again when she was up in the bottom of the 5th. Again, Lexi, home run. Well, she was trying, and she sends it out there, and 1 run's going to score. And she gets a single on the deal. So we are 1 run away.
Some of these balls are really looking like they're going to carry a little bit further. And I don't know if it's the wind, the cold weather, or the spin from Angel, but they're kind of just dying on the infield when they look like they're going to go a little bit further than that.
Harlan looks at one. The dirty gets away. Plackmeyer's going to advance to second. And that's a ball, and I think that's kind of how things went last inning as well. All Harlan has to do is get it into the outfield, and I think Plackmeyer will be around to score.
Scoring is definitely on her mind.
And that gets away, too. Plackmeyer advances to third. 2 back-to-back wild pitches really puts Plackmeyer in scoring position. Now here, Maddie, I think is where heads-up softball needs to be played here. If the pitcher gets away from her again, you have to see where it's at before you come home.
Yeah. Because like we were talking earlier, that is a wooden backstop, so that ball can, depending on how hard that ball hits, it could come right back to the catcher. Could run yourself out of an inning.
Boy, she threw that changeup in there for money again, Emma Angel did. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a pop fly. I'm sorry, there was 2 outs. So that's going to end the inning. And we're headed to the top of the 7th, where all of a sudden all the Lady Owls have to do is hold. And they're going to walk away champions. Silex leads Community 13-3. Your final inning of play coming up next here on Eagle 102.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud.
Louisiana is a Health Mart town. Family Drug Health Mart Pharmacy. The right people, the right price, right downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs is still Mid-America Auto and Towing. They perform state inspections, run diagnostics, and specialize in brake repair. They do everything from preventative maintenance to engine repair and more. Mid-America will also guarantee the lowest prices on tires. Stop in, browse their pre-owned vehicles, and make sure to ask about their senior citizen and military discounts. Financing is available. To get a sneak peek of their inventory, visit MidAmericaAutoandTowing.com. Mid-America Auto and Towing, just off Highway 54 in Bowling Green.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102 is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock, Young Enterprises Incorporated, and Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Well, Madison, this is that time that you want to go down 1, 2, 3, or the Lady Owls want to go down 1, 2, 3, and they've got the middle of the order with the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, starting with Sarah Angel.
And this is the stuff that you prepare for, you know, in your practices in the off season. And we played a game called 21 outs all the time in high school, and we just needed 3 more outs. We were put in that situation all the time, and I think they're in the same situation. We need 3 outs here.
And Sarah starts this one off by a foul ball out of play behind the, basically directly behind her. Sarah Angel, she grounded. She's been like in the second baseman tonight. She went to got a 4-3 out on the last at bat, and then she popped out to the second baseman.
Tells me she's a little bit behind that ball from Howard.
She puts this one in play. She's going to Plackmeyer. Plackmeyer scoops it out, fires it over, and there's out number 1.
She makes that play look effortless.
Yes, she does. I tell you what, she's been a fun player to watch over the years. I tell you what, she digs that out there, and she's moving her feet while towards the bag as she's digging it out of her glove, and she makes that beeline throw. And, you know, I joked about it watching her play basketball that I don't want to be on the other end of the basketball trying to catch that one. Yeah. I definitely don't want to be on the other end of the softball.
Man, she's got a cannon on her.
Welch up there. She fouls one back to the fence. She popped out last time. That's when Gradicke came out and was sliding on her shin guards to get it right in front of the plate. She got a double, and she's grounded out to the shortstop as well. So Howard winds and fires. This one to Mudd. Mudd, one hopper over to her, takes her time, gets it there, and they're 1 out away.
They are 1 out away from a district championship,
and fans are starting to get on their feet.
Yes, they are. Cameras are getting out.
Yeah, they are.
Take some videos and photos of this district championship win.
And we'll just let you know if the game ends right now. We're going to do a very quick post game. We'll send it back to the station, get a couple of sponsors in, and then we're going to do a very quick post game so we can get it to high school football. Ball 1 in there to Glasgow.
Not a bad spot to start a 5-hitter.
Maddie, you will have a full recap of the game for us a little bit later online at kjfmradio.com.
Yes, I will.
And they make, because she connects there. That's Glasgow with the fouls it off. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Again, Silex is leading 13-4. As Glasgow steps back in. Howard, ball low, was hoping she would dig down for that one. 2 balls, 1 strike. If Glasgow can extend this inning, Emily Holt will be up. So everybody has their signs. They're waiting for Glasgow to step back in the batter's box. She's there now, set, ready. Here comes the ball, and she fouls it off again, and we're knotted up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So you're going to hear the Silex faithful get a little rowdy here as they're hoping that Howard throws another strike right down the middle to get this out. She winds and fires, and they get her chasing. Silex wins They get it by the score of 13-4. We've got the Abel's postgame show for you coming up next here on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 postgame show is coming up, brought to you by Abel's Quick Shops.
Here's one question that has no wrong answer. Are you going to choose the new Shell and Fuel Rewards card to be used at Shell stations, or the Shell and Fuel Rewards MasterCard that can be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted? With both, you save 10 cents per gallon, up to 20 gallons every time you fill up. And you also earn 10% rebates on your first $1,200 in non